It's slow burn, by the way, so don't worry, not all of these are spicy, okay? The next one is total smut though, but this one's less spicy. Heyo guys, how's it going? Hope you're doing well per usual. Now if you were here last week or you saw my video last week, you know the readathon's coming up, the Romance Readathon, which is all Phantom of the Opera based. It's Romance Readathon 2024 Phantom Edition, if you will, where we're going to be having lots of games, basically kind of like an escape room vibe meets a readathon, which is badass in my opinion. But because of that, I want to go ahead and give you guys some recs because you get extra points when you read stuff like this. So this week I'm actually collabing with my co-host, with my phantoms. We're gonna be posting these at different times, but we're basically giving you guys rec videos. Mine this week is gonna be focused on the Phantom of the Opera retellings or reimaginings, if you will. I'm gonna give you guys a handful. I'm gonna give you about 5, and I'm gonna start a playlist with my co-hosts and my phantoms so you can also get more recs from them. So I'm just gonna give you a little taste, and they're gonna give you the full-on entree, baby. So that being said, the 5 that I have, they're all that I found on Amazon. I'm not entirely sure if they're all on Kindle. I'll let you know as I talk about them, but there's different essentially links because you do get points based off of your page count, so you don't necessarily have an advantage when you read a novella, but I do have some novellas on here. All right, so the first one, this is actually a novella. It's only about 80 pages, and to be honest, there's not really a lot that's kind of describing it as far as its synopsis, but it has good ratings. There's only a handful, but looking at this author's other books, Lyra Forger, people seem to really be enjoying them. It's called The Mask in the Mirror. It's only 81 pages, and it's essentially, we have Astrid. She's going to the summer sort of theater camp, and of course, some spooky things are going to start happening. This is a world that has like vampires, fae, all that stuff. I believe they call it the originals. Yes, the originals. And so when rehearsals start, she encounters some sort of being. I don't know what it is yet. I don't know if it's a vampire. I don't know if he's a ghost. I don't know what it is. But it's really a reimagining where Christine gets the girl. But in this case, her name's Astrid. So I thought it could be fun, just a fun little quick read. It sounds like it's going to be fast-paced. And like I mentioned, based off of her other books, people seem to really like these characters. They seem to be well developed, as people are saying. So I think it could just be like, you know, a fun short little read if you need just a little taste of the Phantom. You know? So I went ahead and threw that one in here. The next one that I have is actually a full-fledged book this time. In fact, it's a 3-book series, so don't be mad at me because you might get addicted. I'm not saying you have to read the whole series during the readathon, okay? Just, you know, be aware of that. But this is called Angel's Mask. This is book 1. And honestly, the synopsis, this is another... Pardon. But anyways, I can't remember exactly where I was, but the synopsis, I think I was saying, it doesn't give a lot away. It basically still sounds like the same synopsis of Phantom of the Opera in general. But what I can tell from the comments, 1, people really like this author, really like this series. They talk about how she writes really well. It's very enchanting. That it's very clear that she's done her homework and she really immerses you in the world of the opera house. It is back in the day, just like Phantom of the Opera is. I believe it's in the 1800s. The characters are supposedly very well written. The storyline, people are saying it's loosely based on Phantom of the Opera, but like I mentioned, the synopsis sounds exactly like Phantom of the Opera, and she's using the same character names. So we'll see. I don't know. When we read it, we'll see how it ends up going. But people are talking about that this is magnificent. It's very, very good. So I'm hoping that it is. It does have some spice. People did mention that there's a lesbian scene. So I don't know if it's like why choose, if it's just her really exploring her sexuality. And there's going to be scenes where she's with maybe the opera singer, the diva, and then maybe she's with Eric, and then maybe she's with Raoul. I don't know, but it sounds like she has lots of lovers, and she's exploring herself, okay? But it is a 3-part series, and it does end on a cliffhanger. So that's it. That's it. I'm excited about this one. I think it has the potential to be really good based off of all of the reviews. It has high reviews, 4.6 stars on Amazon, 4.0 on Goodreads. So that's a damn good start, my friend. But anyways, the next one, speaking of potentially sapphic, this is the Hells of Notre Dame, a steamy sapphic retelling, The Phantom of Notre Dame, Book 1. So again, sorry, I have another series. But this one, it definitely calls out that there's gender fluidity, so I don't know if it's actually going to be sapphic or if one of our main characters is actually trans or transitioning, or is kind of just fluidly moving in and out of feminine and masculine traits. Not entirely sure. There's not a ton of detail on it. But sapphic is used within the title, so maybe it's just sapphic. I'm not entirely sure. We'll find out when we read it. But this one sounds interesting in the sense that the total plot, again, don't have it. But it's basically the Hunchback of Notre Dame meets Phantom of the Opera, which those two never really thought of, but would work perfectly. So essentially the plot, from what I can tell, it's very loose here, but it sounds like Claude. They are essentially trapped, I think, or it's her sanctuary within Notre Dame, the church, so we're still keeping those vibes. And Esmeralda comes along, and I don't know how or why, but Esmeralda kind of gets caught into Notre Dame, and it sounds like it becomes her prison. So there's definitely going to be some forced proximity, it sounds like here. I don't know if it's enemies to lovers, but they're definitely close to one another, and as time goes on, those longing glances turn into some steamy nights, baby. This definitely calls out that this has spice, so be aware of that. I don't think it's smut. It sounds like there's actually going to be a story within it, so I think it's just going to be a high spice book, but it sounds like it could be really promising. They also call her Esmeralda, so we're, again, keeping the same names from the classics, all right? Claude and Esmeralda, which actually, wait, now, does that mean Claude? Because wasn't Claude the, like, priest dude in the original? Maybe it is an enemies to lovers. I don't know, man. I don't know, but we'll find out. And it's also gothic, so you're going to get points for this being a Phantom of the Opera retelling and a gothic retelling, and a gothic atmosphere, if you're using this for the Romance Readathon. But anywho, let's move on. Let's keep going, babe. Another gothic one for you. So if you guys are trying to double up on those points, baby, this is The Musician and the Monster, a gothic Beauty and the Beast retelling. Oh God, this one sounds really good too. I love how I'm saying actually, like I haven't already gone through this, but each time I like reread these, I'm just like, yeah, damn, they sound good. So this is another gothic one, another phantom, of course, and it's got Beauty and the Beast. It's supposed to have these like Bridgerton gas lamp vibes, and it says it's heavily gothic. And it sounds fun. There's like a murder in it, so there's going to be like some mystery and stuff too. So that's going to be a good time. But it sounds like the plot, this one definitely sounds like it has story. It's slow burn, by the way. So don't worry, not all of these are spicy, okay? The next one is total smut though, but this one's less spicy, okay? But anyways, the plot of this one, essentially it sounds like we have this girl who her mother had passed away, and she kind of has this sort of practice where every night she starts playing music for her on her rooftop. And she's doing that one night, and then all of a sudden she witnesses a murder. And this woman's penniless, by the way. But she witnesses a murder, so she ends up getting this guy coming over who's supposed to be protecting the city, but he's our beastly character, if you will. He doesn't really have the most charming demeanor, and he apparently is not doing a good job at protecting the city. We just had a murder happen, so he's supposed to be keeping that from happening. But he's been listening to her music for a long time because he's a bit of a recluse, because he doesn't have that good demeanor. And that's probably also why he's failing at protecting the city, because he's being a recluse and not being around talking to all the people and getting to know them and understanding what's going on in their lives. I don't know. But he's been listening to her music and he's obsessed with it. And he is charged to protect her, and basically he wants to help her, but also simultaneously the magic that he has within him is quelled by her music. So I'm guessing that beastly sort of nature has to do with his music, or with his magic, and the music kind of calms him, if you will. So he basically, in exchange for helping her family and helping her, he asked her to come to his manor and play music for him. All right. So we definitely, I can see it. I can see these phantom vibes. He's supposed to have some sort of ailment that she's not aware of. I don't know if he's going to be scarred, because I love me a scarred beastie, or what. But I can see the Beauty and the Beast. I can see the phantom vibes. It's got that gothic element where we have this murder and this mystery. And it sounds like it's going to have the gothic atmosphere. So And hopefully it's a good slow burn, man. I really hope it is. It's another really pretty cover as well. So, also, fantastic ratings, babe. 4.4 on Amazon and 4.1 on Goodreads. So, great potential there. Now, the last book that I have for you. Don't forget, like I mentioned, all my co-hosts, my phantoms, we're going to be doing rec videos for you, so definitely go check them out. I'm literally only giving you guys a handful, so that way you guys can get even more with them. I don't want to double up too much, so definitely check them out. I'll put the playlist down below if I can. I'll try to link it at some point. It will be on my channel at some point, okay? But anyways, the last one. This one's smut. Okay, my friends? This is going to be dirty, rotten, filthy smut for you smutty lovers out there. I haven't read it yet, but I read the one that was based off of Pirates of the Caribbean from this author. And when I tell you it's like 95% smut, I'm being honest. Okay? It's just, you need to be in a smutty mood, my dude. It's, minimal on plot. I don't know if this one will have some plot, but the Pirates one was very loose plot. Okay, but anyways, this is called Phantom's Thrall, a dark why choose Phantom of the Opera retelling. Very racy, by the way. That's literally what it says in the title. Basically, it's just saying in its synopsis that it's a Phantom of the Opera retelling, and it's a why choose. You're definitely going to have like male on male action, male on female action, group action, all sorts of stuff. But she basically, it sounds like she's going to be going after Eric, so our Phantom, of course. We're all obsessed with Eric. We all want the Phantom, okay? We really do. Raoul, and then also the stagehand, which, the stagehand's in my readathon too, so I get it. But, the stagehand from the movie is not, the most, like, attractive thing. But, dang, Jesus, Maggie, rude. He's not the most attractive character. But in my mind, with my readathon and how I'm writing it, and how I bet he is in this book, I bet you he's a babe, So anyways, this is a polyamorous story. It's going to have all of that action going around, lots of banging, I'm sure. And I don't know if there's gothic vibes, but it says it's a Phantom of the Opera retelling, so you can count it for those extra points, babe. Also, let's check out the page count. It's an actual book. It's 295 pages. So be prepared for 295 pages of banging. All right? So anyways, that's it. Those are the 5 books that I have. Like I just mentioned, all my other co-hosts, my phantoms, they're going to be doing rec videos as well over the course of this month and maybe even into September. So feel free to go check out theirs. I'm going to try and link it down below if theirs are already out when I first put this up. But I will definitely be adding to that playlist as time goes on. So, that being said, I hope y'all are ready. I hope you're building your TBRs. Don't forget, you get points towards your trope pot if you post your TBR before September, which will help you in the auctions with the abilities to go kick some ass. All right? I'm very excited if you cannot tell. But anywho, I'll stop jib-jabbing, okay? I have a tendency to jib-jab too much. Anyways, last thing that I'll mention, thank you so much for everybody who's bought bookmarks. You guys have made me feel so special, and like I did a good job on my design, so I'm very, very happy. If you guys would like, I have shirts for merch, but then I also have ribbon bookmarks and then paper bookmarks, so if you guys just want to remember your time at the readathon, I will link my Etsy shop down below as well. But anywho, I will see you guys over on the Discord if you are participating. Otherwise, I will check you next week with some gothic romance recs. All right? Toodaloo. Bye.